Hey guys, it's Sue. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm building a one-level home in Willow Creek on a 30 by 20. It's called Woodsy Estate. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's 66,666 simoleons. I just realized how frightening that price is. I'm sorry. So this one is not pack restricted. I know I've been kind of on a pack restricted build streak lately, but I've probably used a little bit of everything in this one. I just wanted to be able to have the freedom to do whatever I wanted in this one, mainly because one level houses are really hard to build in The Sims and make interesting. So I did a few things to try to make it a little more pleasing to the eye. I made this little curve in the roof. I made a big porch in the front. I do have that bump out at the top. It is just a pretend bump out. There's no stairs going up to a second level. It's just for looks. I also used a lot of things in this build that I don't normally use, which is different for me. I seem to use the same things over and over again. I don't do it on purpose, but I think everybody who builds does that. They just kind of have like these certain items that they always go to, and I do as well. So I kind of try to step out and use some stuff that I don't normally use. Here you see me doing the garage trick that I just learned quite recently, and now it's like my favorite new trick, and I do it in all my builds, which I'm sorry if you are not a fan of garages. I actually thought that people enjoyed having the garages on the build, even though they're just pretend and whatever, but I came across a thread on the Sims Reddit where everybody was discussing how they can't stand how builders always put garages on their builds, and I was like, oh, I thought that people liked the garages. They were like, why do they put stuff on the build that's not usable? I mean, I get that, but I just like to make my builds look more interesting. So, I mean, it's not a real garage. There's a bedroom behind that door. You're welcome to change it and put a window there if you want. Sometimes when I make those detached garages, go ahead and delete it. I just build things because I think it's fun, but you guys can totally change whatever you want. I'm sure everybody knows that. And actually, if you guys are on social media and you use it and you remodel it or have it for your Sim family, like, I would love to be tagged in photos. I've said that before, but nobody's ever tagged me. So I don't know, like, maybe people are too shy to do that, or maybe they're just not on social media. That's fine as well. And I do a lot of unfinished builds as of recently. I mean, go ahead and furnish them and show me what you've done. I think it would be fun to see what my builds are out there doing. Let's see, I have a little list of things to talk about. Okay, so one thing I noticed when I was editing this is that the build kind of looks like it was Japanese inspired. It wasn't. And it might not even look like that to some people, but for some reason it just started looking like that to me. I used those little covers over the windows or awnings, and then with the flared out roof, I'm like, people might probably think that I was using like a Japanese inspiration. I was not at all. I didn't have any inspiration for this build. The only thing I knew going into it is that I wanted a one-level build and that I had to make it look interesting, because it's hard to make one-level builds look interesting. One thing is that the gallery photo is awful. You guys, why doesn't EA let us pick out our own photos? I'm so used to now looking at how beautiful the builds look with the reshade on, because, you know, now I've been using it, and then I go to take gallery photos and they're just dark and dreary and they're from weird angles. This house looks absolutely awful on the gallery, and I've ran into this where I will post a build somewhere, like whether it's on Reddit or Instagram, and then somebody will comment and go, I can't find it on your gallery. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't find it on my gallery? I just built it. You know, I'm like thinking this in my brain, and I'm like, well, it's called, you know, whatever. My gallery idea is this. They're like, yeah, I was there, I couldn't find it. And then I realized what the problem is. It's because they're looking at my gorgeous photo on Instagram with reshade and edited in Lightroom and taken from angles that are like nice, and then they go to the gallery photos and see these awful monstrosities of photos that are on there, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what the problem is. I said, it's the third one on there. The photo just looks bad because, you know, EA gallery. And they're like, oh, I found it, thanks. Like, after I tell them that, I'm like, that is bad. Like, why can't I just take my own photo? So my recent build that kind of got a lot of recognition, I guess, was my base game build that was like L-shaped. I can't think of what it was called right now. I almost want to go back and look. Let's see. Oh, it was my base game family home. So it was 100% base game, and everybody loved it. But so I took it from the photo, from the angle, like you're looking into the L, like into the corner of the L or whatever. And then on Instagram or on the gallery, it's just like the front of the build, like the very front of the L. Like it looks so bad, and everybody was so confused. I received many DMs about that one, asking where that build was on my gallery, and I had to direct them to it. So anyways, back to this build. So just did the kitchen. Those are one of the things that I don't use very often, those cabinets. Those cabinets came out with Dream Home Decorator. I've used them maybe once since then, never used them again since. I decided to just go ahead and put them in the build, and actually they look really nice. I'm very partial to those Parenthood cabinets. I know I overuse them, I put them in every build, but they are just like the superior cabinet in this game. And one thing I missed with doing all these pack restricted builds was having cabinet choices. The base game cabinets are awful. I don't like them at all. So being able to just use whatever cabinets I want, I was like, yay. So I chose to use cabinets that I don't use, and I thought that the kitchen turned out really cute, really nice. Living room, I'm using the Eco Lifestyle couches. I love these couches. I think that they're underrated. I don't think people like them. I love them. I think that the color swatches are absolutely perfect. They can fit in a warm environment. They can fit in a cool environment. I just like them. I like to be able to mix and match, like how I made like a little love seat couch and like change the colors. I went with these chairs because those other chairs that I used, although I loved them, I wanted a more warm color tone because that's kind of what was going on in this whole build. That archway there, I overused that as well. That is one thing that I use all the time. I absolutely love that archway, and I wish that they would do a pack refresh of that. Is that the Jungle Adventure? And I want them to make more colors of that archway because I love it so much. Also, because this was such a small build, I actually filmed every single solitary part of this build. The bathrooms, the bedrooms, everything. You know, sometimes I'll leave out, if I have like 7 bedrooms, I'll do 5 or I'll do like 3 and then leave the rest out, and I won't like really do the bathrooms unless it's like a big master bath that's got a lot of things in it. Which, by the way, I am trying to get my watch time up and everything, and I have gotten some constructive criticism from some people. Somebody from my last voiceover suggested that I talk more about the build, so that's what I'm trying to do right here. I'm sorry that once in a while my brain starts going off on other tangents, but I will try to come right back around to the build again. But if you guys leave comments below of build ideas you want to see, maybe challenges you want me to do, things you want me to talk about in my voiceovers, things that you wish that I would film when I do voice or when I do these speed builds that maybe I leave out, like please let me know. Like I want to know what you guys want to see, because otherwise I'm just going to keep doing what I like personally, and this channel isn't for me. I'm not like going around watching my videos. They're for you guys. So I want you guys. I had put out a tweet and stuff like that, and nobody kind of answered me, and I feel like people are afraid to give criticism because they don't want to make somebody feel bad. I mean, make it constructive. I mean, like the person who commented on mine, which I really appreciate that person commenting, they commented on my tweet and my video. Like this person read my tweet, went and watched my video, said, you know, honestly, like, you know, the build's beautiful, but you were like going off on tangents about other things and not the build, and you said that you were lazy, which I totally am, just being honest, but like she doesn't want to hear that stuff. So I'm taking that into consideration when I'm now doing this voiceover. So if you have other suggestions, please tell me. I mean, just don't, you know, tell me things that I can change. Like don't be like, oh, your voice sucks or something. Okay, well, I can't really change that, so sorry. But like stuff that I can change, or things that you, I mean, I assume that some people watch these videos for inspiration or they want to learn how to build. So if there's like something you're struggling with and you want me to like put it in my build and talk about it in my voiceover, like tell me. So anyways, I think that I'm coming up to being almost done with this build, and the screenshots are coming up. So I'm going to close out of this voiceover. I haven't talked on a whole video in a very long time. Oh, here's the screenshots. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.